Your YouTube channel might actually get deleted within the next 90 days if you're not taking care of this. YouTube has introduced new rules when it comes to AI content, and it reads right here, YouTube to update monetization policies as it battles AI content farms. YouTube is still trying to rid the platform of low quality clutter. And actually, they mean AI content. Now you might be thinking, well, faceless content in many cases is AI generated, or at least has an AI voiceover that people create with 11 Labs. Why is no one talking about this? Well, because most people don't, I think at least, read the actual guidelines that YouTube now changed. And these guidelines are pretty strict, and they can lead to demonetization and also to deletion of your YouTube channel. And maybe you might be thinking, well, I have multiple YouTube channels and only one of these channels is perhaps, leaning very heavy on the AI side. If this one channel gets deleted, in many cases, YouTube will think this entire Google account is spam and will delete your entire Google account. So all of your other channels will be gone as well. And that's why you need to take care of this. And that's why I'm taking care of it. And I want to show you here in this video what you need to do in order to be compliant with these new YouTube rules. By the way, if you want to see more of this kind of content, please subscribe to this channel. Just simply hit the button down below. Click also on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. And also, if you like this kind of video, please give this video a thumbs up. This would mean the world to me. Thank you so much. And now let's get started with the content. Let's get started with these new rules. Now, Mashable basically wrote this little article here, and it goes into detail about these new rules. So what exactly are these new rules? On July 15th, 2025, YouTube introduced the following. And this is actually, kind of a footnote even. And it says right here, we are making a minor update. Actually, it's a major update, but they are saying it's a minor update. We're making a minor update to our repetitious content policy to better clarify this includes content that is repetitive or mass produced. We are also renaming this policy. And here is the kicker. We are also renaming this policy from repetitious content to inauthentic content. This type of content has always been ineligible for monetization under our existing policies, where creators are rewarded for original and authentic content. And here's what we need to take care of. There is no change to our reused content policy, which reviews content like commentary, clips, compilation, and reaction videos. So that's fine. But you might be thinking right now, well, what exactly does that mean in practice? If you're creating channels where you use, for instance, 11 Labs or any of these other AI voiceover tools, there is a very high likelihood that an AI at YouTube will detect that and say, all right, is this channel an AI generated channel or not? So YouTube will look at your channels and will say, all right, this is AI generated or not AI generated. And then it will say, all right, based on our guidelines, is there some kind of creative output? Is there some kind of human component to it? And if YouTube doesn't detect that, then your channel might be demonetized, or will be demonetized actually, or will actually be deleted. And you might be thinking, well, how does that work in practice? Let's have a look at what this will really mean. So YouTube confirms that AI tools remain allowed as long as they are part of a creative process and the final result includes genuine human input, creative value, or, and this is the big one, personal voice. So when you, for instance, use 11 Labs or any of these other tools, then YouTube has a very hard time detecting whether the content itself is in general AI generated or not. And you might be thinking, well, of course, if YouTube then actually checks my channel and they see that I put a lot of work into it, then they will, of course, not demonetize my channel. But how does YouTube in practice work? Well, in practice, YouTube often demonetizes or generally deletes channels, even though they're, not violating any kind of rules, because YouTube is using AIs in order to make that decision. And if, for instance, the decision is made that your channel should be demonetized, and you basically tell YouTube, you're wrong about this, please check again, they will use then the same AI again to check the channel. And of course, it will come to the same conclusion that your channel is not worthy of monetization. And that's the big problem. And that's what most people don't see here. So YouTube in most cases will not take a real human being to look at your channel and say, all right, this is a proper creative output, this has a human component, but rather YouTube is going to use an artificial intelligence to check your channel and it will basically do like a checklist or something like that. It will see, all right, the voice content, the narration is AI generated. Then it will look at the video content. Perhaps it is some clips or it's, stock footage or something like that. That of course also doesn't really count as a human component. And then it comes to the nitty gritty, these little things where YouTube might perhaps make the decision that you put enough creative input into it in order for YouTube to monetize the channel, or they say you didn't put enough input into it and that's why they are not going to monetize your channel. And this is a very thin line, and that is the big problem here. So how exactly can you make sure that your channels will not be demonetized and will not be deleted? Well, very simple. You just simply use your own voice. You do the voiceovers yourself and you're not using 11 Labs anymore. This is what I'm telling you guys for months on end. Everyone is basically like, yeah, use 11 Labs, that's no problem. But YouTube pretty much tells you you can use these kinds of tools, but it is super risky because the AI tools at YouTube will not be able to determine whether your channel is actually AI generated or not AI generated. And because they don't take a real human to actually have a look at these channels, they will make some very broad decisions. They will demonetize a bunch of channels and then your channel will be gone. So what I would recommend you to do is just simply to get a proper microphone. And I mean, it doesn't really have to be like a super expensive one. Just get one of these, like a Blue Yeti X or something like that. That's the one that I'm using right now. I'm also using like a pop-up filter on top of it. But this one costs $169.99, which I think is pretty cheap. And no, I'm not going to put an affiliate link down there. You can, check it out yourself, or actually just go on eBay. Like head to eBay, purchase the same mic for probably like half the price, because a lot of people buy it and they don't want it anymore because, they start as a YouTuber and then they, don't make a career of it. So just simply head to eBay, purchase one of those right here, and then you're good to go. And you can do your own voiceovers. And it's so simple today. You can write all the scripts in Claude AI. Then you just simply take your microphone, you do the narration yourself, you connect the basically MP3 with the video content, which of course can be AI generated and which can be stock videos and any of that, but you have a human component to it. So just because your voice is a human voice and not an AI generated voice, YouTube will not demonetize your channel. So they will make sure that your channel will actually stay monetized, and that's the easy way how we can really live up to those rules and make sure that our channels will stay there long term. Because again, it says right here, the main message, content must be original and authentic. Any material that is mass-produced, repetitious, or lacking meaningful human input risks being demonetized. Now, will this change in the future? Maybe. Is it right now a huge problem if your content is completely AI generated? Yes, it is. And your channel might actually be deleted or demonetized within the next 90 days. Right now, YouTube is not that strict yet, but I think this will happen very soon. And that's why my personal advice would be this: just simply buy a microphone, do the voiceovers yourself, or hire a freelancer in order to do this. Yes, it will be a little bit more work, but that's the way to go if you want to do this long term. Now, if you want to see more of these videos, please subscribe to this channel, also hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we can see each other in one of my other videos.